Hey guys, it's Justin. So today I'm going to share with you guys what Airbnb settings you need to adjust and what you should turn on and turn off. Just 10 minutes of this video will maximize your impression by almost 40%, which in turn will maximize money and your occupancy rate. Believe me when I say this, because here's an example of one of our properties where the occupancy was 100%. And note, this is not a lie and this is not a 30-day stay. These were 5 to 3 day stays that were booked back to back, and so we optimize a 100% occupancy rate. So if you have 10 minutes, which I believe you do if you clicked on this video can show you how to increase your presence on Airbnb and create more money for your business so you can sit on the beach and don't have to stress that you'll exactly make money on this business plan with Airbnb. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that I'm going to teach you guys is that your first listing, or when you list your property, turn on promotions. This is really crucial as this is going to get eyes on your properties for Airbnb. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your calendar, and on the right, it's gonna say promotions. You're gonna click active new listing promotions, and this is gonna give all guests 20% off for the first 3 people who book. Now, here's the reason why this is crucial. One, Airbnb wants you to succeed because then Airbnb can also make money, but they wanna know that you are actually a legitimate business and that you're not a person who's doing this on and off. They wanna know that this is something that they can keep and pursue, and they wanna promote your place as much as possible and also give guests better price. So in turn, since you don't have any reviews or you don't have any comments or ratings or stars, what they're gonna do is in turn, if you put 20% as a discount, Airbnb will push your listing up so that more people can have a chance to book. For those of you who have already had a listing and say, hey, I can't do the active promotion, that's fine. You can add a existing promotion. What you can do is you can go to the calendar, you can go ahead and press promotions and you can activate a promotion. This can be done by yourself. Now you can do it to however you like, but you can tweak it to say, let's say a month, want to do 20%, or let's say long-term guest gets a 20% discount, or a weekly gets 7% discount. That's all up to you. But this is the key where you're going to attract more people as it's going to be a lower price. And there was a statistic done, an article from Airbnb, that Airbnb is pushing out listings that are cheaper for guests. So the chance of you dropping your price a little bit has a better chance of getting more impressions to other people. That's one thing that you should do, and this is really critical if you are getting as your first listing. But
for those of you who say, hey, I don't want to give my guests 20% because it just seems like I'm not going to be making money.
Well, what you can do is you can increase your daily rate and have the promotion go on. That way it seems like guests are getting a discount, but at the end of the day, it's going to be the same price. On the other hand, Airbnb will push your listing out for more. So make sure you do that. And after the promotion is done, after your first 3 guests have booked, you can change your daily rate back, or you can just keep it to the normal daily rate and put it as an active promotion for the next couple guests or however you like to do. It's a strategy that works, and honestly, it's really crucial because one of our listings down in Nashville, if we didn't do this strategy, we wouldn't have gotten our first 2 bookings for 35 nights. And so this was back to back. And so it was crucial because we had furniture costs that needed to go out, and these tenants or these guests had paid for all of it. So this is really important. And the thing is, everyone likes discounts. Everyone likes coupons. So this is a great way to attract more customers and more guests to book onto your listing. Now that we talked about that, let's talk about the second most important thing that we're going to talk about is that your first 3 customers or your guests are your most important. The reason why I say this is because your first 3 reviews on your Airbnb listing is going to make it or break it. What I mean by that is after you have 3 reviews, it will show your rating or your stars on the Airbnb. So let's say you had 3 guests, each one of them gave you 3 stars. That means that on Airbnb, it'll show that you have 3 stars. So the problem with this is you're just going to attract bad guests because you're going to have to lower your price to beat the competitors. Let's say someone has a 5-star listing and you have a 3-star listing. Chances are people are going to book the 5-star versus yours. So you're going to have to lower your price, and in turn, you're going to have to attract lower customers and bad customers that you really don't want to attract. Higher ratings means you can have better guests, more quality guests, more quiet guests, and people who understand how Airbnb works. And on top of that, you can charge more. People who have 5 stars or 4 stars or 4.5 to about 4.9 are going to just charge higher just because in turn, it just means that customers are going to get a better stay and people are more willing to book that place, even though it's maybe $20 or $15 more for a nightly rate. So getting those 3 customers as fast as you can is really important. and getting those good ratings are going to be your most important. So to get your 3 customers as fast as you can, I would honestly drop your daily rate as much as you can to the bare minimum. That way people can book as much as possible and as quickly as possible. How you can get 3 customer reviews as fast as you can is 1, making sure your first 3 customers are treated like royalty and you're texting them everything, making sure everything's great, extras for them, anything possible you can do for the guests. That's really important. On top of that, I would lower your daily rate on your calendar. That way 3 people or 3 guests can book as fast as they can back to back. That way you can have those reviews go up, and that way you can get a 5-star review, charge more, and make more money. Let's talk about our third one, which is going to be instant booking. Now, instant booking is basically what it means. It's like customers or guests have the ability to just book your place without having to message you and you having to pre-approve on the app or on the computer. I believe you should turn this on for all your listings no matter what. The reason why is because Airbnb will optimize your listings than others when you have instant booking. The reason why is because Airbnb will know that you're trying to get bookings. If you have instant booking on, clients don't have to reach out to this people, have to reach out to like 10 other listings and then book. So Airbnb is going to push your listing as much as they can versus the competitors who don't have instant booking on. Business clients and clients who have been on Airbnb don't want to wait for you to accept their bookings. Imagine yourself as a business client. Usually when business clients have to travel, they travel in a very short term where they're not looking for a place a month down in advance. They're gonna be looking at places literally a week in advance or maybe 5 days in advance. So if they have 5 days or 3 days before their flight and they have to figure out a place and they have to go through the pre-approval process, they're just not gonna book with you. They rather book a place that they're gonna pay a little bit more and they know that they can do instant booking, making sure that they are a good client. So it's really important, and I really think that it's one of the biggest things that make it or break it through a lot of people through Airbnb is to make sure you have instant booking on. Also, for those of you who are worried, just in case that you're gonna get bad guests, there is an option in the Airbnb settings where you can turn on something called good track records, where only people who have good track records with, let's say, I believe it's 4 stars or up and have good reviews are going to be able to instant book. Without those, they have to do a pre-approval. So it gives sort of like a status to people who are good on Airbnb to be able to book and give more privilege to those people, which Airbnb is always going to promote then versus not having those options. That being said, let's talk about the next one, which is fill in the gaps for empty dates. Now, what I mean by this is if you're running a short-term rental, most likely or not, your occupancy can never be, okay, I'm not gonna say never because I had 100%, but it's more likely going to be around 70 to 80%, really if you're doing really well. And maybe you can reach to 90 to 100 if you have a great month. The reason why I say you wanna fill in the gaps is because you're going to have days or people are not going to want to book in a specific date. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lower your prices on those specific dates. So let's say someone books March 1st to 3rd, and then somebody books March 5th to 8th. Well then 3rd, 4th, and 5th are empty dates. And so you really want to maximize those dates. That way you have a guest coming in. So make sure you lower the prices than your competitors on those dates, because even if you have a price on like a dynamic pricing going on and it lowers the prices, sometimes competitors will also do that too because that's a software base. So if you drop it down less than that, you have a higher chance that somebody will book those dates last minute versus a competitor. Another way you can optimize filling in the gaps is, let's say your minimum stays for booking is usually 3 nights. What you can do is if there's a 3-night stay and maybe let's say a 5-night stay and there's a 2-night gap, you can click on those 2 dates and change your minimum stay to 2 nights. That way you have a higher chance of somebody booking those dates if you have a great listing and your listing is better than the competitors and at a lower price. So that's a great way where you can fill in the gaps to make extra money and basically have a higher occupancy rate. That way people are constantly booking your place and it's going to be promoting on the Airbnb platform. With that being said, I'm gonna talk about the last one, and this one is gonna be one that a lot of people overlook, but this one is really, really crucial because this will save you, I would say, like millions of dollars in the future and headaches. So this one is gonna be enable guest requirements. I see a lot of people that I talk to, and they don't even know that this is an option. This is something that's really crucial when you do your listing, because for the past 2 years that I've been taking this business full time, we haven't had one trouble guest. And that's really shocking for us, because you see in the news of people saying like they're having parties, house parties, this and that. We've never had any complaints for noise, nothing like that. And so the reason why enabling guest requirements is so important is because when you turn it on, it's like a guest screening process from Airbnb. So let's say you rent from a landlord. Landlord's gonna ask you to do a screening process where they're gonna ask for income, driver's license, all this, right? And Airbnb has their own way of doing this. That way, when you follow Airbnb's standard requirements, this is going to be that they confirm their identity, which is going to be like your email, your phone number, your payment information, all of that. And also one that a lot of people overlook is that they have to agree to your house rules. So when you put in the house rules, all these agreements and all this stuff, your guest does something that's against the agreement. Since the guest has made an agreement to your housing rules, you actually have authority to get those payments from them, or if they do damage and stuff like that. So this is going to protect you and your business for the long term and not have trouble guests in the future. Those are my 5 settings that I would say you need to turn on Airbnb instantly, like right now, and that this will scale your Airbnb business to the next level. Not only that, but I can honestly go on and on for hours to how to optimize your listing. That being said, just these 5 changes will really increase your presence on Airbnb, and you'll notice this instantly. Like the next day you do all of this and you really check this and you really put your heart and soul on checking every daily rate and all this stuff. The next day you're gonna see bookings come in, and usually a lot of people book on the weekends. That's just a little thing that I've noticed. So Saturday, Sunday, we always lower our prices Saturday, Sunday a little bit just to beat the competitors. So these are the 5 changes you should do. And the little hint is if you stick around to the end, Saturday, Sunday, always lower your price. If you guys want an example of my listings, check the link in the description box below. I'll put it down there for you guys so you can check the example of how we do our Airbnb, and you can see our how booked we are in our occupancy rate if you guys are interested. And if you did stick around to this end, I really appreciate you guys taking your time to watch this video. And if you're interested, I might do a full masterclass of like optimizing Airbnb. So make sure you put in the comment section below so I know that you are interested, and I might make a video literally like 2 hours going through all this process. I hope you enjoyed this video and thought it was very informative. And as always, if you loved this video, make sure you guys subscribe and make sure you guys like this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.